G'day, I'm Mighty. Welcome to the Mighty Outdoors. This is a quick video on the new ride. Get off the couch, ditch all the chores. Let's go for an adventure in the Mighty Outdoors. So, if you've been watching the videos, which I'm sure you have been, you know that I had a terrible series of events with the old bike having a snapped frame. Well, thanks to the good people at the Giant store in Kochi, particularly Mr. Yamamoto and Mr. Horie, who, if you're ever in the area and you need a bike, go and see them. They are the best. Anyway, this is the new ride. So, what is it? It is a 2021 Giant Escape. This particular bike is not available everywhere in the world, but it was initially made for the Japanese market. It's then been very popular here, and it's been, you know, opened up by Giant into other parts of the world as well. Price-wise, it was about 6 man, which is 60,000, between 60 to 70,000 yen is what it cost, with all the bits and bobs and the time that was spent on it. So that's, you know, an approximately, look, just off the top of the head, about 900 Australian dollars. Anyway, what's good about it? Okay, let's go from the bottom. From the gears, it runs a triple, gives you lots of range of gears, and of course when you're packing this sort of load, right, which is really heavy, you need any gear you can get is a great advantage. This is a 28, 38, 48 on the front, and an 1132 on the back. What it means is that when things are getting really tough, I can put a 28 in the front, 32 on the back. It helps me to spin easily up the hills. Doesn't mean it's actually easy, like it does the work for you. It's still hard work, right? It's still a lot of weight, but it does give you a slight mechanical advantage, which is really good. Tires are 30mm tires. The ones on the Stevens were a 28, so these are a little bit wider. They're a smooth rolling tire, no knobby bits on the outsides of them, which is perfect for what I'm doing here in Shikoku. Okay, it's an aluminium frame like the Stevens was. I had actually a couple of bits from the other bike moved over, including the seat post clamp. So this is from the Stevens. It's nice to have something from the old bike. I've also taken the seat tube and my saddle, which is fitted to me. Big thanks, of course, to Winston Tam over at Friday Bike Fit in Taipei, who did the bike fit originally for me. Thank you so much, Winston. You're the best. And the guys at Giant, yesterday, what they did was they matched this as best they could to the fit of the Stevens. Now it's a little bit more relaxed, it's a little bit more upright in posture, but it's still it's actually very comfortable. It's got a second-hand Minoura Cromoly rack on the back. Cromoly is important because if you take a bike which has disc brakes, which this one does, you need to get a disc brake specific rack for your bike. Your regular ones won't work. So if you're in the market for something like that, make sure you get the right rack. The good thing about the Cromoly is the guys in the shops were able to bend this one a little bit so it will fit better to this bike, which is great because Cromoly is a variant of steel, so you can bend it, whereas aluminium gets a bit brittle and can crack and break. Nothing changed on the back. Still got all the Ortleib bags with all the stuff in it. Still got the Toe Peak saddle bag right there, and the Manfrotto pole. As I mentioned before, disc brakes, hydraulic discs. These are Tektros, and thus far they've been really good. I tell you what, it makes a huge difference going from, you know, regular cantilever brakes over to disc brakes. My goodness, it's a totally like with this much weight, it is totally different. It's such a changer, such a game changer. Standard stuff for the stem. They flipped it and they adjusted it, as I said, so it's better to my fit. Ergonomic grips, which I must say have been nice. The skin on my hands is getting a bit sore after 6 days on the road bike. You know, it just toughens up. It gets, you know, like that. These are a bit more comfortable, gives you a little bit more surface area to grip to. And I upgraded to the bar ends, which are, it just gives you an extra position, right? You can put your hands here, you can put your hands here, you can do other things. You just go, rather than just staying in the one position all the time, being able to move does make a big difference, which is great. What else is worth mentioning here? Look, as before, moved the garment over, which is great because it's just held on by basically elastic bands. Little black O-rings, they're good, so that was able to come over quickly. Mobile phone's still there. It's very useful to have it angled this way. It means that when you're seated on the bike, you can look at it and navigate as you need. I've got the who's this made by? Quad lock. That's right, the quad lock. The quad lock for the phone is really good. I was a bit dubious about it at first because it cost about $100 or thereabouts. But gee, it's solid as a rock. Oh, and it locks in there, and you know, you can take this mountain bike in, no problems. I've been really impressed by the design. I think it's got an Australian connection too, but I might be wrong about that. But very, very good. The front bag, the Ortleib bag with the mat case on the top, that's come along with me as well from the old bike. Water bottles from the old bike. I've got a bicycle pump from the old bike, and the pedals from the old bike because I use Shimano SPDs. They just clip in there, which is good. Now listen, that's basically it. But I tell you what, it's an absolute joy to ride on the first day. I'm taking it a bit easy today because it is just the first day. I'm just sort of bedding it in. But there you go. The very fact that I was able to get this, and that the guys put so much effort into getting it all ready for me under such short notice, has meant that I've been able to continue this tour, and I am incredibly grateful for it. So thank you very, very much to Mr. Yamamoto and Mr. Horier from the Giant Shop in Kochi. This is a beautiful bike. Okay, so that's the bike. If you're interested in knowing about the gear that I've been bringing on this, and what I've used, what I haven't, what I would change next time, keep your eyes open on this channel because there'll be another video on it soon. And I'm on the basis of the experience I've had thus far, I've got a few things I would change. Maybe that'll save you some trouble in the future yourself. Okay, thanks very much. That's the bike. Thanks Giant. Thanks Giant Shop Kochi. Let's get back on the tour.